What's up, you guys? It's PhiDX. So, if you haven't heard about it by now, I had the craziest run of my life at CEO 2023. I'm going to give you the straight-up match analysis of my match with Arslan. If you haven't heard of him, 3-time world champion, probably the best player in Tekken 7's lifespan. He's known for taking down so many Korean legends, taking down Nee, who is a multi-game champion. Arslan is an incredible player. So in case you didn't know. For the background, Arslan has been in the US for about a month. After a combo breaker, which happened at the end of May, he stayed in the US before CEO 2023 here. So I actually got the chance to play a first to 10 with him online. The matches went pretty well. I lost 7-10, and in that experience, I felt like he was a very beatable challenge for me. I thought that the way he played fit really well with my style. The way that he approached the game was very comfortable for me. So I went into this with like a decent amount of confidence, but there were also a lot of variables stacked against me, right? Like offline, I'm worse. PS4, I'm worse because it's a bit slower. And as you can see, I'm on player 2 side. I lost the rock, paper, scissors. So prior to this tournament, I had done a lot of grinding of player 2 side, probably like 3 weeks straight without ever going off of it, including tournaments. So I felt really prepared, but obviously this guy is the best in the world. So does anybody really know how it's going to go? I'll talk a bit more about Noctis versus Cooney, but I wanted to say that sitting in the chair at this moment, when Cooney jumped down like this, I felt like I was staring at this frame for like half an hour. It was so menacing, bro. Like, she jumped down and I was just like, oh god, here we go. This is gonna be the fight of my life. It was so intense. And then I'm just on my fucking phone, like, you know, what the fuck are we doing here? Anyways, so start of the match, you'll notice that I do a whole lot of nothing. And that's because Arslan loves doing, you know, jabs for like quick control. You'll see some 2-2s, but especially set 2 is probably his biggest threat. He'll do that forward dash into the counter hit launching safe mid, right there. So you see that my gameplay is very movement focused. I'm just trying to find poke opportunities with down 2 there. If he starts to expose himself with a lot of offense, I'll hit like up forward 1, you know, get my big counter hits. So I get a nice punish there. I was really locked in. I was feeling really focused. And here, yeah, I'm not forcing anything. Big whiff on the forward 1+2, but he doesn't like whiff punish me or anything. And then here's another thing to note is after this whiff, and I get hit, I try to sidestep, and he catches me with the 2-2. So that's an important fact. 2-2 is used to track like quick sidestep movement. I mess up my punish there in the block. That's some like PS4 latency. You'll see like when he's doing the down back 3-3, you can block the third hit of this when she does the low leg sweeps. But I tried to whiff punish with down forward 2, so I got counter hit. So, and then he's using those lows a lot. It's getting a lot of mileage on me. I think that's some past data. He knows that I like, you know, usually pretty free to lows. I get counter hit out of my 2-2, and then he's running the lows again. And here again, I didn't have to get hit by the mid here. But the PS4 latency is kind of getting to me. I'm trying to put in a duck and then stand up if he stops. But I'm getting adjusted. Yep, so just playing a lot of blocking. Cooney has a lot of poke damage, obviously, but with Noctis, I only need one big counter hit to kind of come back. So I'm not really sweating this like life deficit or anything. This situation happens, and now I'm just looking for the QCF1, where she throws the knife. I don't want to get hit by that. So you see I do a lot of like mini dash blocks, mini forward movement blocks. But I know the space will close eventually. There's still 30 seconds. I'm not in a rush. This poke damage is obviously a bit annoying, but I'm not going to kill myself over it. I'm not going to make a big mistake that's going to end my life. So I don't mash into the power crush. And I remember all the down back 3-3s he's been doing. So even though he does dash into nothing here, I'm really cognizant of that option that he wants to do. And if he did like down forward 1, it wouldn't have killed me. So down back 3-3 was kind of the threat I was looking for. I do the rage art because I'm on stage. I'm not going to risk dropping a combo. Some people complained. I'm like, hell nah. Like, we're not losing this round for that. Same plan. I throw a sidestep too, but don't do anything after. Again, I'm not trying to play too hard into Cooney's control. Like, if she just decides to hit 2-2, her health lead is suddenly massive. Arslan doesn't ever punish my down 2 here. Effectively. Cooney can up forward 3, hop kick, hop knee, to beat both options, whether I do the extension or not. 2-2 catches my sidestep again. Gonna rewind again. Look at this. I hit the down 2 block. I try to sidestep. 2-2 clips me. And I lose a lot of health for that. So I start thinking, okay, if he's gonna do 2-2, I need to really not just like throw out sidesteps for free. Life deficit is huge, but again, it only takes one big counter hit. Tekken 7 and Noctis loses Kylo. Counter hit here. I use my plus 11 to do a down forward 1. Look at this. He mashed. And the reason he mashes here, I think, is because a lot of newer players will get like huge plus frames, right? They'll get like a situation like this where they're plus 11 and they'll decide, hey, now I can do my mix-up. I can play my game. They'll start like doing forward dashes and like setting up a stance or like setting up a mix-up. So Arslan mashes here. If you look at what Arslan's doing, I'll go frame by frame. So I do down forward 1 and he's doing a 2-2. See that? You see how Kuni's throwing out a 2-2 there? So that's already good note for me that he was just going to mash. Basic frame trap. Sometimes it's just what you got to do. It's tournament. First to 2. I mess up the wall combo. I do down back 1 to try to clip him. I see the tech roll and I adjust by rolling forward. Once I see that whiff, it's an easy sidestep or a back turn 2 to get the launcher. Now here's the moment where if you saw my last video, you know that EU is saying, yo, don't play neutral with him, just end his life. Like, go for the end of the round. My thought process here, especially once she uses the rage drive, is what is she going to kill me with? It's got to be a counter hit set 2. It's got to be a QCF 1+2 where she has the 2 knives and, you know, it goes like this. Wall splat. She can't kill me if I just stand there. She would have to go for a full crouch mix or something. And the full crouch mix is slow enough that I can probably keep that out with a down forward 1 or something. Again, opening myself up to set 2. But I don't need to force anything. Because when I do a move like that, I'm -9. He gets initiative. So I'm just going to chill. He's doing a lot of nothing. And I thought he might do nothing because of his set with knee at Combo Breaker a month ago. A lot of dashing and nothing trying to force my mistake, but I'm chilling. And then when he finally decides, like, okay, I got to do something, this PhiDX guy isn't going to do anything, it's when I throw the 2-2. And he happens to throw the down forward 3+4, the mid that goes into back turn, and I get the float. If he didn't do that, if I just counter hit like a down forward 1, it probably still would have killed, just with the damage. My game plan isn't changing at all here. Same shit. Stay chill. Don't die to random like bullshit. Put out your hitboxes. And this moment was like, I felt Ultra Instinct. I had never done anything like this. But remember how I was talking about Arslan is throwing 2-2 to catch my movement? I read that he would 2-2 to catch like a sidestepped attempt for me. So I duck the 2. And I don't know if this would have hit if he did the extension. I think his second 2 would have actually clipped me. But because he didn't do the second 2, I get my launch punish. So in that moment, I was just, he's gonna 2. I know he's gonna 2 to catch my movement. I throw a demo man here. That's a good block from Arslan. He's already waking up blocking. Like if you see here, by the time he decides to get up, he's already ducking. So he made this read in advance, right? Nothing crazy. I thought it would work, but you know, it's not a big deal. I realized that the wall is in a position where it's pretty hard for him to get a really solid combo. But the sweep adds up to a lot of damage. Jab whiff punish on the throw. And now I'm chilling again, right? Same shit. Nothing crazy. I want him to keep attacking into me, because as Noctis, that gives me a lot of opportunities, versus attacking into Kuni, losing my frame advantage, getting clipped by her strong pokes. It's ugly.
Oh my goodness.
This is the moment where I hit 1-2, up, forward 1. Classic. Let's look at what he did. So he sees a lot of pokes, right? And Arslan has already shown a habit of trying to challenge my movement after minus frames or just try to keep me under control. But when I do this 1-2, he waits a bit too long. By now, I've already really recovered. So you see that Kuni does a jab here. It's too late. So the frames, I'm -2, right? So Kuni's jab should have beaten me. But he wasn't familiar with the block stun of the 1-2. And he was too late. Now here, if I just hit 2-2, she would have died. There were so many ways I could have salvaged this, right? So here, I do jab, screw, I can hit the wall. But because I was so scared, I'm on player 2, I'm nervous, it's offline, I just go for the easiest combo guaranteed. It doesn't kill. I run up and throw it down 2 thinking he'll try to low parry, but he just low blocks. And he stays down because that sweep will cover it. Again, if he did up forward 3, it would have killed me. At this point, though, I'm just chilling because I see the clock, and I'm like, okay, if I just stay down and he does another forward 2, the flip over, I still won't die. So I just have to chill. Timer works in my favor. He could have killed me, though. If he decided to do a launcher here instead of the sweep and then does Rage Art, I die. So, a bit of luck that he didn't choose the punish that would have ended my life. But this is tournament. You know, nobody is playing their absolute best in tournament. Except me here, obviously. But nobody's playing their absolute best in tournament. So, it's not worth thinking about that he made this mistake, this could have happened, that. You see here, I'm just drinking my water, and all I'm doing is focusing on my breathing. Because I don't want to take my brain into the space of what could have happened, how I could have lost, all of these really irrelevant factors. The next game is coming up, and I just gotta chill. Now here, Arslan changes his control binds. So if you don't know, Arslan doesn't just use 1, 2, 3, 4 like on a regular arcade stick. Like this. Arslan doesn't use just 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. These 4 buttons here. Arslan uses the middle 4. So here he remapped to that. And that, I'm not sure if he just forgot to do it or if he didn't think he needed to. But after that win, he clearly went back to his comfortable setup. And here again, I'm just playing as solid and calm as I can. Focusing strictly on my breathing. I'm not thinking about any strategy or anything because I've already worked all that strategy out beforehand. So the worst thing I can do to myself is second guess my game plan, mess up my my flow state, all these things. My number one priority is just doing what I did to get there in the first place.
This is nuts.
And then Arslan picked Infinite, and Infinite is one of my comfort stages. The slow pace of the game, the fact that you constantly have to attack into somebody is heavily in Noctis's favor. And I didn't talk about it before, but I was playing a lot of forward dash in the first set, and that was just a way of me to threaten pressure without committing to a hitbox and losing frames. And unless Arslan does a random down forward 2 or random hop kick, it's not going to kill me. So I felt really comfortable just doing forward dashes. Here, down back 3-3, if you block the first 2 hits, you can always do a 13 frame punish. There are some situations with axes where you have to do a 12 frame, but basically 13 is the way to go. But you see I do a while standing 2, which is too slow. On PS4, the delay is so big that I hit my 1 so fast and just started mashing 2. So I was too fast and did the wrong punish. My up forward 1s get a bit obvious. He blocks my down back 3. But my game plan isn't any different. It's throw out my hitboxes. Don't run into any dumb counter hits. Don't expose myself with obvious attack timings. Just keep moving around and make him keep attacking into you, and the opportunity will show itself. Breaking the throws is so important. We saw that like Knee got hit by a lot of those into the grand finals of Combo Breaker, so denying the throw damage was so important too. That's a classic day 1 Kuni setup. I felt really comfortable blocking that. If he went for the mid, that would have been insane. But he ducks my obvious up forward 1 and kills me. Yep, right there. But I'm not panicking. My plan hasn't changed. It's breathe in and out, look at the screen, do your Noctis stuff. So sweating all these blocking all these pokes really doesn't mean anything, right? 2-2 up forward 1, one of my classics. 2-2, what does he do? He goes for back 4. I don't see a lot of Kunis pick these moves, but in general, if you're fighting against Noctis, you can't pick slow retaliation like that. Because if the Noctis decides to play out of frame, you'll get hit. And if you're slow, you'll get hit. So it's better to pick quick pokes that kind of check him without getting exposed to counter hits. And trying not to get exposed to the parry either. So what happened here, I throw a spear and try to do a pushback trap, but I was too close, so the back 4 hits me. I don't break the throw this time. I think that was the only one I didn't break. But again, not sweating this damage. Kuni wants you to kind of panic and like whiff into her, smash into her, and get blown up. But I'm going to keep playing hit and run neutral. And this part is hilarious. Because against any other character, if you wanted to close this gap with a hitbox, it's really hard. Right? Y'all saw me playing Jin earlier. If I run up and do forward 4, this is an ugly situation. Either you whiff or you get counter hit. So I don't know why he threw that out at that range against Noctis. But I'm already thinking, all right, I'm going to running 1+2. This wasn't a whiff punish. This wasn't like tactical. I was just like, I'm going to throw it out. He gets hit for doing an odd keep out move at that range. And then here's a wake up situation again. I do run up down 3. That covers Kuni doing immediate wake up like that or side roll. So I wanted to cover 2 options. But it dies if she does a get up kick. So if she did the get up kick there, I get counter hit. It would have been ugly, but I had a strong read. Playing some jabs and pokes. He doesn't respond, so I return back to my strategy of just kind of backdashing. And then, after this throw break, you know, Tekken 7 is a game where you have really strong hitboxes. Sometimes throwing it out is just the what you gotta do. So, counter hit him, trying to do some sidestep hitbox because he's not getting any damage on me. I win the Oki interaction. Playing jabs again. He counter hits me out of my down 2. But look at the health lead. I can kind of chill. Throw out my counter hits, throw out my big buttons, or my high reward buttons, and then I catch his down 4/3+4 again. Oh, this part was so crazy to me. We're on PS4 offline on a stream setup. That shit is laggy as hell. So I'm running up threatening a demo man, right? See the extra forward dash here? Look at this again. I do 2-2 back 2. Now look at this. Forward dash. And then I throw the down back 1+2 only when I'm point blank range. And Arslan is ducking, right? I'm going frame by frame here. He stands up at like the last possible frame. That is unreal. This is some champion level reactions, like high key. That was a really good block. Now Kuni can punish here with QCF1, but he doesn't know that. So he plays set and does the dash attack, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm chilling. He does the low, but look at how little damage this does. Like actually look at how little damage that low does after after he does the set 1. Look at this. I'm not thinking about that low like at all. I do not care about that low. The worst thing I can do is like lose more HP trying to counterplay it too hard. That down forward means nothing. That down 1 means nothing. Look at the HP difference. I don't want to get launched. I don't want to get rage drived or rage arted. So I'm just chilling. 2-2, I get clipped. Now this is a little scary. Like you see the damage of that 2-2? Look at the life bars up here. Very important to stay chill here. And then I see this situation and I'm thinking, okay, Arslan loves playing set dashes. He loves clipping my movement when I try to respond after a block. Now is the time to clip him out of his set dash because I never challenge it. He does set dash into nothing. I do down forward 1-2 and it kills. Right? If I give him too much time, this is kind of what Ayo Richie was saying, you know, make him guess. Don't play too much neutral. My thought process here was at this timer, 20 seconds, he's going to have to start doing full crouch sweeps and like 50-50s. Because clearly his game plan of hit and run, clip my movement, and beat me in neutral isn't working. So with that in mind, I thought, okay, he's going to use all these dashes to close the space. I'm just going to hit him out of it. And I got lucky that it happened to work at that exact moment. Final game, priority is to keep breathing, keep looking at the screen. Can't think about the things that I normally think about. So normally when I'm not really locked in, I have the stupidest thoughts. How am I going to celebrate if I win? I don't want to break the table next to me. Do I shake his hand first? I don't want to be rude. These are all thoughts that do not matter, but come up really naturally for people like me. So by breathing and looking at the screen, I force myself to not consider those factors. Like I bring my attention back to the moment. Forward dash, down back 3. It's the same thing. I'm just doing really small pokes, keeping it safe. And here is my read from game 1. I thought he would 2-2 to beat me. I thought he would do 2-2 to catch my movement or catch a button. He does a grab. So the read happens to work. I didn't read the grab. I read a different move. Okazemi, same thing. Huge health lead, but in Tekken 7 it can vanish in an instant. I got so lucky he didn't duck that. Up forward 1 gets beaten by his low. I throw down 2-2 as a desperate attempt to counter hit him, but he doesn't respond. Lucky me. He goes for a throw, but I'm still sharp to break it. This back turn 4, by the way, is in case he does the backflip. He does a backflip to beat the low. Just backdashing and chilling. He's doing a lot of these dashes that really mean nothing. Even if he hits me with the low, that doesn't matter. And that's the moment. Let's look at that, okay? So I'm just showing him he can't get damage on me. I hit this poke, and he's had a whole, 26 seconds of barely getting damage on me. I just throw the up forward 1. It hits. If you want to see what he was doing, I'm going to rewind it here. He does sidestep jab. You can see Kuni pull her arm back right here. That's a jab. So he tries to do sidestep jab and gets counter hit. Gives up way too many frames. I mess up the dash jab here and mess the Oki up. And at this point, I would normally panic. But because of all that breathing, looking at the screen, I'm really locked in. I'm really, really focused. It's just next play, what's happening next? This dash comes in, and I'm like, he's just gonna sweep me. I had 100% confidence he was gonna sweep me. He could have obviously launched me and killed me, and probably a normal player would have stand blocked. Because if he does the mid here, look at my HP. Mid does this, combo here, he probably rage arts and kills me. But in that moment, there was no time to consider all the alternate scenarios. I was just so confident that this is it. And then everybody is laughing at this pop-off. In my head at this moment, I thought to myself at Combo Breaker, I almost broke a table and like knocked people's shit over. So I'm like, what is the most solid thing that can take my hype right now? It's a fucking brick wall. Like, I thought the stage would break. I was just on a different mindset. I was like, the only thing that can handle the brunt of my strength is the wall. Now, I hate this. I hate, like, popping off and, like, leaving the other player to just sit there. So I ran back as quick as I could, but I was really lost in the moment. And what MYK saying here is really important. Is, like, all of the offline tournaments, all the online tournaments, that shit was so important to me, you know? I won't go too deep into it because it's a super long story, but basically, so I'm 27, and, like, 10 years ago, I was applying to colleges and shit, and that shit was really serious to me, you know, Asian family and all that. And this is funny. You can see Super Akuma's pissed. He's like, "Why did you beat Arslan? No, now I gotta fight him." Anyways, I got into I was applying to a bunch of colleges, and all of the big ones in the U.S. like waitlisted me and then denied me, like 12 out of 16, and that was like a big part of my life from literally age 4. We were planning for college since I was tiny. So that experience really, to me, was like, you are going to choke in clutch situations. You are stuck at whatever level you're at, regardless of how hard you work. Those are the thoughts I had coming out of that experience. So coming into CEO, putting in all this work, and for me, the best part was just playing how I wanted to play. I played my game. I didn't make like super big throws or chokes. I just kind of did my shit. So even if I lost playing the way I wanted to play, I'm usually okay with that. But playing the way I wanted to play and having this magnitude of a win was just unreal. Like, it's just unreal. I want to play these moments again from the crowd because they're pretty fun. A lot of the people in the crowd kind of know how hard I've been struggling with like things like this. These alternate angles are really cool to me because the crowd noise wasn't super loud in the VOD, but to me that's the most fun part of the major. And what Tony is saying there is right, is that this is my style. Slow, hit and run. Like, I will play neutral all day. Break the throw again. And he's right, again, that is something I would do, is up forward one a bunch. That was cool. That was cool. And then this is the moment where it all ends. This part was just... It's... So many people were saying I was over-celebrating, right? Like, you didn't win the whole tournament. But given that background of my upbringing and shit like that, like, this is all I wanted. Was playing the way I wanted to play and performing well enough to get a result like this. And this clip is fun. So Ulsan, he just won a tournament in Malaysia, and he's going to Saudi Arabia right now for the $1 million tournament. 2 million? He was recording this. Oh my god, you can hear me screaming. Look at this. Listen to me. I think that was me. Anyways, I jump on stage and I trip. Look at the air tech. Do you see that? I was done for. Same foot. That was incredible.
He's a legend.
So yeah, all that hype isn't from, well, it is from beating Arslan, I'm not gonna lie to you. But the hype is largely from beating like my demons of like pursuing high performance and achievement and constantly falling short. So to have accomplished the task of just showing up and playing like myself, like not choking, just doing my own thing, and to have that experience, that performance also result in beating the #1 player, the former 3-time world champion, that was what was so meaningful to me. So I gave you the match analysis, but really what really mattered to me was just showing up and doing my thing. And the result on top of that is just like icing. It's kind of like a blessing, you know? So to get to this point, I had really come to terms with the idea that I don't need to accomplish a crazy result. I don't need to redeem that really negative experience. I just need to let it go and just like enjoy the positive things happening to me now and not hold on to that and hold on to that suffering. So it's just so ironic that as soon as I let go of that and showed up at this tournament and just played to play the game and played to do my thing and enjoy the task at hand, that I unlocked this potential and accomplished what I actually wanted to accomplish this whole time. So I know this is a really long video, and thanks for sticking around. But I hope that gives you some insight on me as a player and on that the tournament itself. So I'll do some other match reviews for the other smaller matches. They won't be as long. But thanks for sticking around, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Hiki 放題やってんじゃねえぞ